Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, ODYSSEY Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJNTV Insiders.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
You're tuned in to DJNTV Live with your host, Brian Esred.
We're gonna make that live.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay,
we are
better?
live, guys. So, but we just have to get things all set because we are doing with a 4-person set. It's a little bit different, and we haven't had all 4 of us here until right now. There we are.
Oh, we're going live.
We are live, yeah. So for those of you watching us, this is the behind-the-scenes stuff you guys don't get to typically see because we do this before to make sure everything fits. There.
And I was late, so I'll take the I'll fall on the sword for that one, guys. Apologies.
We're all good. We're all good.
Yeah, but you're improved.
Yeah, but yeah, much better.
Good.
Hey, and I'm like way behind, aren't I? No, I guess I'm not. No, I'm okay.
Sat phone delay.
Yeah, that's and me the people of anyone who shouldn't have delay or shouldn't have latency. This end is having latency. That's just makes no sense to me.
Looks fine to me.
I think we're good. Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, let's start the show.
Hello.
So tonight, we're going to be talking about the mobile DJ meetup that's going to be happening here in November. So right under Brian, you've got Donnie Lewis. Good evening, Donnie.
What's up? How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for being on with us. And then right down below me, we've got Owen. Owen.
Hey,
You're
John,
shining.
how are you, my friend?
I am doing well.
Good.
Owen, many of you know Owen from Ape Lab. He is the man who has brought to the DJ industry. I don't have my coins with me that are close because I have them on the other side where Michael was playing with them. But
I've got them behind me.
There's coins. There's the different uplights and such from Ape Lab, and Owen is the man who's been bringing those to us here for the last couple of years from Ape Lab. So
Deutschland.
yeah, right from Germany. So some really cool products. We'll be talking about those more in future shows and such, because tonight we're here to talk about that mobile DJ meetup that is happening in November. So guys, we'll turn it over to you to start off with. Kind of tell us a little bit about the history of this event that's coming up. Was it November 4th, is it? 4th, 5th?
4th, 5th, yeah.
Yeah.
With the kickoff party social event Thursday, that Sunday night on the 3rd.
Excellent. So again, let's start with the kind of the history of where this idea.
How did this happen anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, this kind of spawns from the lighting symposium, where me, Owen, and Don met originally, and the experience of having that smaller show, 100-person. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, the Lighting Symposium had about 50 people.
Yep.
But having that experience was is always one of my favorite experiences as far as any of the trade shows that I've ever been to, and kind of branched it off from there. Met later last year, 2018, November around Thanksgiving time in my hometown, and we kind of kicked the idea of doing our own little conference, regional show, and we did a little test show here in Wappingers Falls in New York.
Let me tell a little bit about that, because I think Donnie said, hey, how about we do something, up by me, Poughkeepsie, Wappinger Falls, and we found a Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, so the Buffalo Wild Wings, we hold quite a few little shows there. We rent their back room. It's about a 50-person room, and
nice.
We hold a lot of little conferences there.
Yeah, and it was we said, like, all right, we're gonna do this on the cheap. We're gonna make it affordable for everybody, and we're gonna make it fun, right? Exciting, interactive. Have some good speakers, people that normally don't speak at these shows. Let's see what we can put together. And I think in 3 weeks we pulled this thing together.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sold every ticket. We put up, I think, 45 seats in the Buffalo Wild Wings. I think the biggest audience they ever had in that room, for God's sakes.
It was pretty tight, and it was really hot. Really hot.
If anybody that knows Don Mayock knows this guy's got his days long with sound, audio. I mean, he's an engineer. He's crazy good, right? Alan Heath, I think, is it a 32 slider board? I think it is, but he's crazy with his audio, and we killed it. Donnie brought, his projection magic, and we had DJ Rachel there, and who else? God, we had
Lou, Mike, a lot of the speakers that we have at the new show.
Yeah, and it just was very exciting, and we did it. It was $12 a ticket, for God's sake. So we certainly didn't do it to make money, because we included food, right?
Right.
So
Wings.
we did it out of our love for the
A lot of wings.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a blast. I did. I know these guys did, because then we said, you know what? Let's take it to the next level. Let's see if we can do this maybe a couple of days. Let's do it a regional thing. Everything's here, there, and everywhere. Let's try something kind of in between all three of us. And Don is in Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton area near Howie. And Donnie and I said, yeah, all right, let's do it. So we reached out to a Holiday Inn, did a couple of tours there, negotiated with them for some great rates, and reached out to you, Brian, you, John, and you guys graciously accepted. You're the only two that were flying in, for God's sakes, because we're pinching pennies, right? But it was. We think we've got something really cool here that's very unique to the industry. I mean, we have speakers that you don't normally see on a national tour circuit, right? Not the usual suspects, and that's not.
I don't do it very often.
Yeah,
It's very rare.
And I have heard John speak, and he's a fountain of knowledge. And Brian, goes without saying, you've got a lot up inside that noggin, and the people that are joining us. Donnie's doing a couple of talks, and I'm very excited about that, because he doesn't like me to say this. He is Mr. Projection Mapping, right? He just has forgotten more than most people know about it, right? And Big Daddy, he's going to be there. It wouldn't be a meetup without Big Daddy, right? Sean is
Spoke with him at the last show.
Yeah, just an amazing individual. And Lou Paris, of course, and Donnie tell about Artem, please.
Yeah, so I reached out to Artem, and he's a good guy. I love what he does, and obviously I reached out to him last week and asked him. I said, "Hey, are you interested in speaking?" And he jumped right in as soon as I asked him. I don't want to tell him. I don't want to announce what we're going to speak about, but we're going to put a little bit of spin on a talk that he has had before, and have some fun with it. We want to be very creative with the content that's going out from all the speakers. So, definitely very excited about having Artem there. We should be announcing.
Wait a minute, Artem.
Yeah, Donnie, tell us who that is. Why we would know that name.
Yeah, so Artem Lomaz, he is a DJ from New Jersey. He is the back-to-back winner of the Entertainer of the Year.
Oh yes,
yeah,
presented at DJ Expo. Very well polished speaker. Speaks a lot on luxury branding. And I mean, he lives his brand. I mean, when you see Artem, I mean, he's always repping his brand, and I mean, he knows what he's doing. You know, so.
I heard him speak a couple months ago at where I'm at right now, just finishing up the New Jersey Disc Jockey Network meetup. And Artem spoke 3 months ago. And Brian, John, I think what you'll find amazing, even though he's what I would call a luxury DJ, right? He does high-end events. He's all about taking the industry to another level, right? As you said, it doesn't matter whether you're at my level or whether you're a solo op doing this part-time. Whatever I can do to bring this industry up to the next level and raise the level of professionalism and quality and profit, right? And value we provide our customers. He goes, I'm all over it. And that really sold me on him. He's a genuine person. Hell of an entertainer, but a real genuine person.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so very cool dude. Very cool. And of course, Joe Zahn. Tell us about Joe Zahn, Donnie. I mean, you know, he's a good personal friend of yours.
Yeah, so Joe's a friend of mine. He's a DJ out of Pennsylvania, and you know, at Mobile Beat last year, he competed in a couple of the side contests they had at the I forget the name of some of the events that they had there, but they did the spin-off, the DJ spin-off. Luca held one, presented one, and Joe spun at it. And you know, I met Joe a couple of years ago. He's a great guy, and he was the first person I reached out to ask if he'd be the resident DJ on stage for In Between the Speakers, and just to have some fun while the speakers are talking. You know, there might be some of my talk where I want him to ad-lib some things that are going on, and just have some fun. So yeah, Joe Zahn will be the house DJ for the 2 days there, and we're gonna have some fun on the Sunday night. We're looking to open up the turntables to the attendees and let them kind of spin and have some fun at one of the at the kickoff party.
Excellent.
Happy birthday to Howie, by the way.
Oh, wait a second. Howie's going to be in November when we're there.
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
It was today?
Right?
No, it's
Today?
Is his birthday during the show?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
today.
so we get to do a birthday spanking train with Howie.
Okay.
You ever want to whack an old man in the ass? Come to the show.
I mean,
we're going to be doing some of that.
I mean,
So who's gonna lead that off though?
I was going to say, I mean, there's
I'll do it.
Brian.
I'll do it. I got no problem with smacking that dude around a little bit.
Yeah, Brian will do it. Yeah.
Oh.
So
It'll be part of your keynote.
Yeah. You bring him up there, and every time people like get bored or whatever, I'll just whack Howie in the ass and
That's right.
have it up a little bit.
That's called my interactive speech I'll be doing tonight.
Performance art.
I can projection map something going on there too.
Oh, that's
Nice,
great.
Yeah.
nice.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to this for this reason. When we go to some of these meets, I think what happens is there's so many different things going on all over the place. And as a person who just likes to kind of focus on one thing at a time, it's hard to try to make a decision on what 17 things happen to be going on at that time that I want to participate in.
Exactly.
This is a smaller event. We're all going to know each other's names. We're all going to be pals. There's no, what do I want to call them? I don't know. People who maybe you might see at a show that have some attitude. They can't come in. In fact, leave your attitude at the door. We're all going to come in and just be friends and share ideas and talk. And every vendor that's going to be there, we're going to know them by name. We're going to know what they do. This is not going to be one of those shows where you walk into the room and you're like, what's going on? Who are these people? Why is it so loud in here? This is just a cool little meetup, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the reason why we put it together. One of the first shows so I started my company in 2012, and one of the first shows I had ever really been to, besides, went to Expo around 2012. But the first real show I went to, I'm not saying that Expo is not a real show, so let me correct that real quick, right? But I do like these smaller shows. And when I went out to the Lighting Symposium, the first year, I think it was 2014, when I spoke out there, and I had that experience of the Expo. And Brian, just like you're saying, this one group is going over to this place on Thursday night or on Monday night. This one's going over here on Monday night, and you're trying to connect with everybody. You're trying to have conversations. You're trying to build those friendships, and you're trying to network and do everything you can with certain people. Yeah, I mean, when I went out to the Lighting Symposium, after the show was over, everybody goes to the hotel, and everybody gets together. People are networking. We're doing side little workshops for fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I created some friendships that I still have today that I'd say are some of the closest friendships I have with people in the DJ industry, just by sitting downstairs in the hotel lobby and literally just bullshitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my bullshit is my middle name, man. Well, it's actually my first two initials if you look at my name.
That's right.
But,
That's right.
but no, I mean, when I go to like Mobile Beat at the Tropicana, and it's been some variation of this no matter where the event's held, there's this patio area that you can sit at. Now, being from the Midwest and wanting to be into the warm weather in February or March, I'm there, but that's where I'm spending my time. And that's where I'm talking to people when they're coming outside. I have no idea what's going on in the expo hall. It's loud. I don't know who anybody is. I don't need a cell phone charger. I don't need a massage or whatever the vendors are who happen to be in there. I don't need it. And I don't know that I have the attention span to listen to a lecture for 2 hours, but I can definitely sit out there and listen and share ideas. That's my favorite part of shows. And that's the part that people seem to not talk about so much. But it's what you get the most out of. They say you get the nuggets in the hallways. Well, imagine a show that's all hallway.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah. It's very exciting. Super excited about the venue. It's a Holiday Inn right off I-78 in Allentown. And the rates are really good. The place is really nice. They've got a bunch of restaurants within walking distance. I mean, walking distance, literally, 2 minutes up the road here, there, no crossing major highways. Very nice. They've got a Sam Adams. What would you call that, Donnie? It's a restaurant, but it's that's where we're going to be having the first night party, the open party.
Yeah, it's a small little bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very kind of clubby. They've got I think what do they have? EVs hanging or Yamahas? I can't remember. But anyway, they've got a sound system building. They got a DJ booth. We're gonna have total access to that, so that'll be very cool. Don't know that I mentioned. We haven't officially mentioned our sponsors. The some of the companies that are going to be there, gentlemen.
Excellent.
But first off, Roland is coming with their new 707, which is very cool. We're super excited about that. Matt's coming from Roland, and obviously he's going to be demoing that for anybody. Everybody's really interested in that product. ProX, Gabby from ProX, going to be there.
Nice.
I mean, wouldn't be a show without Gabby, right? And Michael from Vibo. ADJA, Drax, the man, the myth, the legend, right? So who else is going to be there? For God's sakes. Jesus. Nick, promo only.
Oh, yeah.
Who else?
It can't be a
Danny
show if
Max,
promo only's not there.
Say again?
I said it can't be a show if promo only's not there.
Yeah, Nick's got to be there.
He's got to be
there. He is the show.
Just for eye candy. For
yeah.
He's a sweet-looking guy.
We knew we got our accreditation when Nick signed on.
He's the best-looking guy in the building, no matter where he is.
He is. Yeah, hell of a set of teeth, man. Jesus.
I know.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, a hell of a smile. And Danny Max from Max Photo Booth Design is going to be there.
Nice.
And, this little company named Ape Labs.
I was going to ask if they were going to come.
Yeah, they're going to be there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
We got a couple more that we're in the process of working on. I don't want to announce them tonight, but we'll save those for maybe in about a week or so. We'll have those. But a really nice rounded out group of vendors that are very interactive, very supportive of the industry and our show in particular. We're very excited about that. Very grateful to them for agreeing to sign on board with us and come and this is very unique, gentlemen. This is something that'll be near and dear to both your hearts. Our vendors are going to be in the ballroom with us at all times. They're not going to be relegated outside to a hallway where they're, begging for people to talk to them as people head out to the bathroom, make a phone call, God only knows what. They're going to be in the event room with us, which I think that's cool. It's way to build.
It makes them part of the show.
Yeah.
Opposed to this thing over here.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've
it's
been
cool
on the outside looking in, and I don't like it. I like being in the room with the attendees. And I realize you can't do that with every show, but this is one of those shows we can do that with, right? And, Don Mayock, who couldn't be with us tonight because he is a working DJ. He's got a gig tonight. He will be providing a wall of sound. We're going to have all sound courtesy of JBL. You won't believe what he's bringing. I mean, just amazing sound. We're going to have projectors on either side of the speakers, elevated stage, spotlights, of course, house lighting, of course, some additional lighting we'll be providing. So I think we're going to have video, all kinds of good stuff. So I'm very, very excited about the level of production as well. This is not going to be your typical. I think we're going to exceed a lot of expectations.
Sure.
What's fun about this, and I kind of mentioned it earlier, where you have this expo hall and it's really loud and you're not really sure who everybody is. You're going to know who everybody is at this place because they're going to be in the same room with you, and they're basically going to be participants, as well as the rest of us.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you're going to be able to talk to them, not just standing at the booth while they're hawking their product. You're going to be able to sit and get to know these people who represent these products and talk to them. Who anybody who's coming to the show needs to spend some time listening to Nick Hahn. And we mentioned him, but this guy is a wealth of knowledge. He knows how things work. He's a straight shooter. He's honest. He'll tell you anything you want to know. This guy's a wealth of information when it comes to music and the legalities of things and how the royalties work and the legitimate music pools, why they are the way they are and why other things aren't the way they are. He's the guy you're going to want to sit and talk to.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you all about it. And he's a big supporter of our community too.
Oh, huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he is. He didn't hesitate, and he was one of the first to sign on with us, and that meant a lot. I think there's trepidation. I mean, we're new, right? I mean, people are like,
but we're cool.
Yeah, I think
and that counts for something. I mean, we've got John Young. Come on,
hey. Very excited. I was delighted when you said, I'd be interested in that. I'm like, damn, that's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, really, I mean, I don't really need to sell this because I think this show sells itself, right? There's just some great speakers here that, do this for a living, right? And really know what they're talking about, and don't necessarily run the circuit doing this, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of unique.
Yeah.
I do want to throw this out there for anybody who is not on the East Coast of the United States. If there's one thing that I've learned traveling all over the Western world when it comes to DJ conferences, I've done it in Europe, I've done it all over the United States, I've done it in Canada. I can tell you that the DJs who have the best cool little tips and the most successful DJs I've ever met are in the area that we're going to be having the show, and they will be attending the show. So if you live somewhere else, and I know it's a trip, I know it's not exactly they're going to land right next to the place like you do Vegas, it's going to take some effort to get here. But if you were interested in getting a new perspective on things, and you were interested to know how really successful people are running their businesses, this might be a really good place for you to come.
Seriously, and honestly, if anybody that's watching has been to any of my presentations, that content for me is king. And the only thing that I asked when we were speaking to presenters is that your talk is filled with content and it's entertaining. I don't want it to be a classroom style thing where people are just getting bored throughout the whole lecture. I want it to be an entertaining, content-filled talk, conversation with everybody on there. And I mean, the key is to make sure people are writing things down. So when you're standing there, I want to see people writing things down, as the talks are happening. So I'm excited. Here we have a really good group of people that like sharing, that consistently share, and that are filled with knowledge. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting.
If you've never seen one of my things, I don't do them a lot, but the last ones I did were in Canada at the CDJ show.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a conversation with the audience.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I hate a lecture.
Absolutely.
I can't stand it because the reason being is I'm having empathy for my audience. I don't know that they feel the way I do, but on the off chance that they do, they don't want to hear anybody run their mouth for more than 10 minutes without interjecting something.
Exactly.
So I try to give that same consideration to my audience. I open up for questions constantly. What do you have on this? Here's what I think. What do you think? And usually I try to wrap everything in about a half hour, and then it's open discussion with anything you want to bring up, and I'm an open book for another half hour. So we can talk about anything you want to talk about. And those conversations get pretty interesting. And they're a lot of fun. There's video of this stuff out there somewhere. And I think I did 4 of them last time I was there. I went the first year, and the organizers said, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but the organizers said, look, we don't have presenters come 2 years in a row. So we'd like you to come, and we'd like you to present. That would be, and then, it's no criticism on you that we don't bring you back next year. It's just that we don't do that. So,
sure. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I went, I presented, and I got a phone call pretty quickly after I got home. Like, you have to come back. I'm like, okay, well, we'll do it in like 2 years. No, you got to come back next year. So why? So because you had the highest attended seminar we've ever had.
Nice.
And can you do 2 this time? Sure. Say, do you want them the same? They said, I don't care. I did 2 different ones to make it interesting. But it was a lot of fun. And the one guy I did present there, and I'll just throw his name out, who I really got to know at the show more than I'd ever gotten to know him, and I really like and respect, is Scott Faber. He was a neat guy. I didn't really know him that well. Scott
the
Faber,
game master. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's so much more than the game master.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed.
Scott Faber is a music guy like me. We can talk music. This guy goes deeper in disco than I do. And I'm intimidated by Scott Faber when he talks disco. He's really, really good. You wouldn't know it because he's like, the game guy. But no, he's the music guy too. He's really, really good. And I really enjoyed presenting with him. We shared a stage for a minute too. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while. And yeah, I hope to see as many of you as I can at the show. It should be a pretty interesting, very different, and really actually different this time experience.
For sure.
Very cool. John, tell me if you would. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you're such an analytical, data guy, data scientist. What are you cooking up?
I think we're going to do a little bit different version of the setting up a Facebook, working with Facebook and Instagram ads. And the way I want to do this is I want to have it so that those who are in attendance, Donnie mentioned taking lots of notes. I'm actually going to want to not have people taking much of any notes, rather walking through the process and just showing so people can get an overall feel, because I will have a video available. I'm going to walk you through the process once, and then you can go home and you'll have that video for at home, where you guys can then go through step by step by step, basically the same types of thing I just covered, but you can go and you can play, pause, do it. Play, pause, do it. That way it's that walk through the process. And there's a lot of, Owen, you saw me do a version of this in July, and there's like 4 major things that have changed. So the video that I did in July is obsolete to a point. I mean, there's a lot of pertinent information. But that's what we're going to really dig into is how to set up ads. Because at this time of the year, as a mobile DJ who does weddings, this is a golden time of year to do some different ads on Facebook and Instagram. Just speaking from my own personal experience, I started an ad. It would have started September 1st, and the ad is already for in my little area. I made a tight little circle, and I've already got 10 inquiries, which at this time of the year, and in my little rural area, maybe 1 would come through. So it's been a really good system when you set it up and do it properly. So, and that's what we'll be covering. At the show. Breaking
news. Dave Clevenger just bought his ticket. He's coming. But this is his neighborhood.
Excellent.
So we got Dave. Guess where Dave was recently? Does anybody want to guess where Dave was recently?
Austria.
Owen, do you want to guess where Dave was recently?
Where?
Crafty Cow.
Ah!
Dave came to town, and we went to Crafty Cow, and we got curds and wings.
Oh, man. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Everybody has to go there. It's like a pilgrimage to Mecca. It really is. It's amazing.
And Gus from Toronto, I remember you and your family, and it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Did I, and forgive me, gentlemen, my memory's good as just short. Did we mention about Bayardo coming, DJ Bar?
No, we haven't
Yardo?
mentioned Bar.
No.
Yeah, so he's speaking. And
Well, I ain't coming then.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're going to be
like
the old
Bar.
guys in the crowd, Brian.
Yeah, I'm very excited about him because, again, he's not one of those circuit guys, right? And he's got some nuggets, man. That boy, he's forgotten more about, appealing to the younger market, and he puts on a hell of a show with his weddings. He's with posh DJs now, and he's killing it. He went from part-time to full-time like overnight.
Sure.
Right, and he's got some great content to share with people. Did we mention Mike Olivas? I think I might have forgotten to mention him as well.
Yeah, but
right? So, Donnie, talk about Mike.
So Mike is a good friend of mine. He is local to my market. He actually lives about 10 miles from me. Mike is the co-host for Entertainer of the Year with DJ Times. Mike does a lot at DJ Times with games and interactive stuff, mic work, things like that. So he had a lot of fun when we did our initial show in January, our little test show. And he'll be talking about interactive stuff, games, things like that, and getting people involved and showing them what they could do, icebreakers, and just being interactive, more interactive with their events.
Nice.
So, he's going to be fun.
And I already know from Lou, quote unquote, the Professor Paris, that he's going to be talking about SEO. And anybody has any doubt as to if Lou's a numbers guy, you just have to look at his survey he did this morning. He posted a survey for people to respond to. I can't remember what group it was on Facebook. And I said, listen, I wouldn't expect you to share your profit and loss summary. He goes, well, why not? Here it is. Boom. He throws it up there. I mean, he's got numbers like that right at his fingertips. He's pretty amazing, man. He's dialed in. So
Lou's also in my market too.
Yeah, Lou's in your market too.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by some gems there, huh?
Right.
What's interesting about this show is that they're not trying to be Mobile Beat. They're not trying to be the Expo. They're not trying to be Midwest. They're being them. They're being themselves.
Right.
So no competition with anybody else. It's not this or this. It's very affordable. It's just a fun hangout. It should be educational and a lot more personal than most of you have experienced at shows like this before.
For sure. Absolutely.
All these people that we're talking about are approachable and cool.
Yeah, super pumped you guys are coming. Thank you again for supporting us. Very excited about it.
Yeah, you're welcome. It should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, by the way, if anybody wants to get tickets, it would be, of course, the mobiledjmeetup.com, which will actually take you to our Facebook page. There's an Eventbrite link. You'll buy your tickets on Eventbrite.
And they're $1,200.
Yeah, they're $1,200 minus about $1,000 and some odd dollar. I can't do the math quickly enough. $129 a ticket.
$129.
Yeah, $129 a ticket.
And that includes lunch, 2 days.
2 days of lunch.
Yeah, it includes all the talks, the Sunday night networking party, and lunch both days.
Yep.
The Howie spanking train will cost extra.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to buy paddles.
Yeah, that's a bonus.
And remember, when you're spanking, it's a spank, not a cup.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. The cupping brings it to a new level.
Yeah, that costs. The cupping costs a little bit more.
Too funny.
It's going to be fun because there are people that are coming to this event who have never met, and I've met a lot of them, but it's going to be interesting to see how they interact together. Does that make sense? Have you ever had like a friend over here and a friend over here and wondered, be interesting if those two got together. I wonder what that would be like. That's what's going to happen at this show. I'm going to see a lot of people together for the first time. I want to know how Howie and Dave Clevenger get along. I think they're going to be like soulmates. I think those two are just going to really hit it off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have tickets sold North Carolina, Georgia, Texas, You know,
Yeah,
so,
people are making a trip, man. People are making a trip here. Yeah, it's very, very inspiring. I'm pretty humbled by the.
Who's
the
coming from
radius.
Texas?
I'm not
you
gonna
know?
announce it. You'll see. Yeah, you'll see.
If it's who I think it is.
No,
Wow.
it's not. It's not.
Well, I'm thinking of two people. So how would you know?
Ah,
Yeah, well, maybe you might know. We'll see.
Is it a boy or a girl?
I will tell you
Good boy.
Oh, okay.
I will tell you this: the first person to have bought a ticket the day we announced this was Howie. Does that surprise you? No.
Nope.
Not a bit. He's,
No,
Right?
it's in his backyard. Of course, he's
Right?
going to come.
he's such a big supporter
I know,
of the
but
industry.
he is. He's an amazing supporter of this industry. I mean,
And he's a wealth of knowledge.
oh Jesus, he scares me sometimes. Yeah, yeah, he does. He's wicked smart. Yeah, very cool dude.
Super friendly,
Yeah.
approachable. He'll sit and talk to you all day.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, good man. Yeah, so there's a great vibe going on with this, guys. I hope you feel it the way I'm feeling. I just really am super pumped about this. You know, it's just some great people. I think it's a low cost, what I would call gateway to, as we like to say, share, learn, and grow. Right, and that's our mission here. Right, is to raise everyone's knowledge level, education, information. Just come here and make your business a little bit better, right? Just kind of keep pumping it, you know.
Well, Owen, speaking from my personal side, what my goal for this event is that for the people who come in there, I'm going to show them some tips where they're going to be able to turn that into several $1,000s worth of business. And then what I want them to do is take their money and then go buy themselves a complete set of Ape Lab lights so that they can now not only sell more events, now they can have lighting to be able to make themselves stand out. And then next year they're going to be able to come in there and going to be able to tell us the story of how they took their business to a completely new level. And then they'll become Donnies to show them how to project around.
That's right. That's right.
It lips to God's ears, my friend.
We just did the whole circle.
Yeah, they completed that whole talk circle.
Now, what happens at every single show, and it happens without fail almost. I'm there. I'm doing whatever I do. Okay. And John Young is there doing what he does, and he's actually really getting some stuff done. And we get so busy that we don't get a chance to hang. It always happens,
that way.
unless we have an event.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time I see John. Otherwise, like, hey, John, hey, Brian, gotta go.
At
Yep, me
DJ
too. Bye.
Expo, it was
And
the time in front of the camera.
And I think John's like that with a lot of folks. He's always on the run, and he's always like super hyper focused and busy on what he's, with whatever he's doing. I'm looking forward to not only just spending time with off camera John, who is a really cool guy, by the way, but I'm also looking forward to all of you getting to know off camera John, because he's not going to be the busy bee that he normally is. He's going to be hanging, and John's cooler than you know. John is not who you think he is. You think I'm bad. What are you hanging with this guy?
Think. John is taller than you think as well.
He is, yeah. He's kind of our. I've said it before. He's kind of our Conan O'Brien stunt double. He's really tall.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's a talk show guy, and he's John. But yeah, I love this man. So
now we're gonna have to use your height, and we're gonna play a one-on-one basketball game, huh?
There we go.
Did you play basketball, John?
Oh,
yeah, I played for college. Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
By the way, I'm gonna say this publicly. I invited Brandon Havrilla to bring his drum set and play a set or two with Jozan during the breaks, right? Maybe before or after this show as well. I'm gonna chide him into it. I'd love to see him bring him. He's not that far. It's a 2-hour drive, right?
There's a lot of DJs who are drummers. There's a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
And, the good news is, because I think it's a really cool upsell. Regardless of whether you play drums or not, you can get a drummer to come in and right. I was just fascinated with Brandon's couple of videos that he put out there with him playing drums, live drums.
Yes.
Very cool. What an amazing young man. Wow. He's cool. I'd love to have him come. I was just up at his shop the other day and blown away by, I forget the fact that he's 20 years old. It'd be amazing for anybody to have that level of success at any age. And he's doing really well. Very, very happy for him and proud of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a hell of a job for the industry.
Very good man.
Yeah, good guy. So hopefully he'll come and play drums with us. That'd be cool.
Right.
What's the weather like where we're going to be in November?
November, kind of a crapshoot. Could be a crapshoot in eastern PA. It's like right on the border, just a few miles away from Jersey. So, and kind of northern Jersey at that. Yeah, not central northern Jersey. So I would tell you it's going to be 50s at night, probably 60s during the day. Could drop
I
down
can
to
deal
high
with
40s.
that.
That's summer.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be bad at all.
Yeah,
It's not
John's
gonna be
like,
bad at all.
dude, that's now in
Shorts
Minnesota. where I
weather.
live.
I didn't realize I could wear shorts.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm assuming the beaches
Usually,
are still open.
November's not.
We
too
already
horrible.
saw Ben. We already saw Ben Stowe wearing a long sleeve flannel, and it's just becoming December.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
But I remember when I was up there
yeah.
last year, man. It just, oh, God, was it cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh,
Yeah, you were up at a bad
nasty up
time
there.
too.
No offense, John, but it's just wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
It's
you were hardy
refreshing.
souls.
Just go
I'll
live
give
in
you that.
Canada at that point. What's
yeah, pretty
why?
much.
It's
Actually, it might be warmer up there.
right there, dude.
I think if they roll out of bed, they are in Canada up there, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much
Sure.
Ben is. Yes, I think that his back door now that with the new house is indeed.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Well, General, we
What-
should wrap.
What haven't,
Did
what haven't we told you guys? I'm trying to think of anything we haven't told you. Or your audience here.
Yeah, the
You know, I
links,
mean,
the links for tonight to go and get your tickets and such are down in the comments or not comments description of all the videos. No matter where you are, Facebook, YouTube, what have you, you can go down there and click on that and go out and get your tickets. Brian is so confident that you're going to come and have a good time. If you don't, he will let you be in the front of the Howie spanking machine.
Actually, he's going to switch it, and he's going to allow you to spank him personally.
You can't hit a disabled person. It's a hate
Okay.
crime, man.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
rules
I
and such.
got a mulligan on that one.
But Howie, on the other hand, I mean, it's his birthday, and he's coming out to celebrate with a bunch of DJs. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
That'd have been the wisest idea.
yeah, that'll be fun. It's always good to
Oh,
hang out
good
with
people, though. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun. And we're all in the same room. We're not scattered about all over the place. Nobody, what's going on tonight? Well, I don't know. What are you doing? There's none of that. We're all doing the same thing.
Yep.
And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
Very cool.
as far as my projection seminar goes, I'm in an interesting dilemma when it comes to talking about projections. That first year I spoke, I'll never forget asking the lighting symposium crowd how many people in here have ever used a video projector to shoot a monogram or even projection map anything, and one or two hands went up in the air. A lot of people had no idea to use it for anything, right? And fast forward to Marquee a couple years ago, I asked a question, and most of the people raised their hands
Yeah.
in the room, right? So, and I took a little poll and finding out what the knowledge level is for people with projections, and I mean it's completely split down the middle. 20% of people have never done it, have no idea what to do. 20% of people are already cake mapping. 3 of the people that are coming have done my one-on-one workshop where they came to my house and spend the full day to do my cake mapping workshop and are offering the service themselves. So so my dilemma is, how do I cater to everybody in that room and make sure that each person in there is getting the content that they deserve to get for spending the time and money and taking the time out of their day to come to the show, right? So we did a test in January where I did this QA-based projection seminar, and it was so well received. I'm not gonna lie, I was super nervous beforehand, wondering if anybody was gonna really have any content or questions that were gonna be relevant. And I mean, the questions, span from how do I load a monogram onto a flash drive and put it on a wall, to how do I create that interactive content that you can put on a cake and make a cake look like it's real, right?
Yeah.
Not just throwing fireworks on it, but making, a person run up and down different layers of the cake and the content wise. So what I'm looking to do is actually take that QA and be able to kind of have a projector set up in the room, map the cake while we're talking, map a wall, show people how to do certain things. And
Workshop.
basically, I want to turn it into I want to kind of condense my one day workshop into my seminar instead of giving giving out the information, right? I want people to be able to see it, because that's like that switch clicking moment where people realize, shit, I could actually do this. This is something that I could do and put money in my pocket. Like the vast majority of our cakes that we do are $1,700 or more. Our wall mappings, same thing,
Sure.
Let me ask you this, Donnie, because I'm curious, and there's no wrong answer here. I just don't know. Okay, let's say that I was, I don't know, Dave Clevenger going to the show. Okay, and I sat through your cake mapping, projection mapping workshop.
Yep.
Which, I don't know, goes an hour maybe, but I still had questions.
Yep.
Is there a way that we could do a little one-on-one time at
100%.
the show? And
Absolutely.
you could show me some stuff that I wasn't clear on. Say, hey, I mean to bother you, but how did you do that? Can you walk over to let's check it out, Dave, and just do it?
Absolutely. So to give you a quick example, so I spoke at the lighting symposium for 4 or 5 years, and every single time I spoke at the lighting symposium, we set up one of those nights. We've set up in the lobby projectors, and everybody's down there with their laptops, Grand VJ, trial memberships, and we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally mapping picture frames that are on the wall, and guys are throwing things on there. And like I said, for me, it's all about the content. So as long as the attendees aren't scared to ask the questions, I'm there to answer. So, I mean, I answer questions all the time, so
Cool.
I have no problem doing that. I had some people asking, Brad Perkins, Mike Stewart, a couple of people were asking about doing like a workshop, a full day workshop following the seminar, kind of like what I do at my one-on-one thing. And I have no problem doing that, but obviously we have to have the involvement by the attendees to do something like that to make it worthwhile for everybody. But regardless of doing a one-on-one workshop after the show, during the show and the evenings while we're in the hotels, my computer's open.
Right. That's cool.
I'm down.
I like that. Now, here's some advice I just want to throw out there for anybody who might be presenting. I have done presentations, just thinking in my head. I've presented in 5 different countries. I've presented in the UK, Germany, Netherlands, United States, and Canada. And one thing that I learned early on about doing presentations is what you never want to do, and Owen knows this from being a car biz guy, when you're telling people what you're going to be presenting and trying to get them to come to your presentation, you never want to overpromise and underdeliver.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing you never want to do. Okay. So I just want to say right now publicly, my presentations are awful. They're not worth your while. Don't come. Do yourself a favor. Just go get some coffee while I'm doing my thing, because you just hear me talk all the time on YouTube. It's meaningless.
I loved Howard Wallach was interviewed the other week on PhD Podcast. He said, "Promise a 10, deliver an 11."
Yeah.
And Brian said, "I'll promise a 6 and give a 10" or something. I forget what you said. It was funny.
Yeah, I'd rather give you 6 and promise 6 and give you 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We like that, And Howard is a good soul, and I just that stuck with me. Like
I talked to Howard.
10, deliver an 11.
Yeah, I talked to Howard just the other day. I was talking to him.
Yeah, he's a good man. Good man. Yeah, certainly.
I'm just looking at the comment section here, and they're just they're paying attention. That's a good thing. I like it when they pay attention. Adrian made it. Welcome, Adrian. Welcome to the show. Don't everybody talk at once here, guys. I'm just.
Oh, we're just waiting for you. Thought you might chime in with something.
No, they're
and actually, Brian, for fun, I think you're gonna kick out of this. I got to send you the link. It's for one of my YouTube videos. But every single year, we projection map my house for Halloween.
Oh, it's killer.
All right. Some of the atmosphere effects, content, some stuff that we've made. We projected map onto the house. The first year we did it, my now 9-year-old was 3, and I'm not gonna lie, he was literally hiding underneath his sheets in his bedroom, and I wasn't turning it off.
How many days? Yeah.
Say it again.
How many days was he doing that? Yeah.
No, just Halloween night is the only time we're doing that. But
no, it's awesome. It is awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen the video, man. Killing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And to be honest with you, so we're looking to sell our house now, and in the budget for the new house is we're placing projectors around the house so I can map the house and do all sorts of content for all sorts of seasons and holidays. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of fun.
I have some videos on YouTube from a long time ago where we were, because we tried to, Halloween here pretty big. We're on a main street. Owen's been here. John's been here. You can see the house when you're driving on the road, especially if there's stuff happening. So one year we did this thing where we did, it's not projection mapping, but we did projection things in the windows.
Yeah.
Where it looked like there were zombies and things. Yep. And then we had these fog fury jets shooting up, looking like flames coming up with fog, quick disperse stuff, and tombstones and strobe lights and moving heads and black lights and creeping haze fog. And nobody cared because we had a $50 Bubbletron Go. The bubble machine was the star of the show. We could have been like, we could have had like Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley and James Dean and Jennifer Lopez on the front porch. Nobody gave a shit because we had bubbles. It was just, it was an audience.
Know your audience. Yeah.
You must have brought that to the expo because that was the highlight of the DJ Expo this year.
Oh, well, that was a big thing in NAMM last year. It was the
fog-based bubbles.
Foggy.
At NAMM, Froggies was doing it. They call it Flobble. And it was this big industrial machine. And I mean, what Chauvet put together I thought it was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you'd have seen Flobble, oh my gosh, this was like rock concert stuff. Because what you notice on the Chauvet machine, and I didn't take video of it, but a lot of people did, they had it way up on that truss stick. And the reason they did that is because what you'll discover if you try to put fog in a bubble, it weighs the bubble down and the bubble wants to crash really fast. So what Froggy did, John remembers this, he saw it. What Froggy did was they had this like jet engine that was like throwing these bubbles as high up in the air as they could to get into loft before they fell down. And it was spitting stuff all over the place, but it was so cool. This is the part of the show where I just won't stop talking and John can't get a word in edgewise, if you didn't know.
Well, we should wrap things up here, guys.
I had somebody message me on Facebook and say, tell me a little bit about, what an attendee is going to experience and, what's in it for somebody to attend. And there's it's like a smorgasbord, right? Take what you like, leave what you don't, right? And, we're going to have, topics, going to include, games, motivation, marketing, sales, projection mapping with Donnie, of course, right? Your guest experiences, website SEO, analytics in the industry, lighting design, talk about weddings, school dances, but also wrap that up into, taking that back for your business and getting an ROI on it, right? I think that's what's really important about this for attendees to take away. On top of, to me, the pied de resistance is the networking, right? Having that personal connection with 100 or so industry peers and some really fantastic guest speakers that you can get one-on-one with, right? Have some. Really
I suck, but the rest of it might be all right.
So again, John and Brian, we think about DJ Bar, and of course Donnie's with us. Mike, Alibris, and Big Daddy, and Lou, and Artem. It's going to be a killer lineup. I'm very excited, guys. If I haven't said that before, I'm telling you, I am pumped.
Thank you, Owen. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
For coming on tonight.
Absolutely.
I think John's ready to put a fork in this.
Yeah, I think we want to wrap up before we hit 60 minutes because there's a magical thing when it hits 60 minutes that people don't watch the video for some reason.
How about that?
So, we find
Don,
45
grateful,
50.
Grateful. And thank you for having us on tonight. And
thanks, guys.
We'll see you in 53 days.
Not that you're counting.
No.
Thank you guys for being with us tonight. And if you have any questions about the show, just again go down into the description below, and it's themobiledjmeetup.com, and that will take you right to the event page, and you can check things out on Facebook. Otherwise, have yourself a great evening. We'll be back tomorrow night. We've got 2 different shows, and we'll see you starting at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock Eastern. Good night, everybody.
Awesome.